Welcome, college football fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for this week's College Football Report with Eric and Ryan Robinson. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and what I've done is put Eric and Ryan up against the rest of our Central Indiana Sports Report contributors and some of the local media in a college football picks competition. Welcome back, guys. That was a very interesting week last week.
Yeah, once again, poor showing from me. I'm going in the wrong direction, so I'm changing it up this week. I've changed my strategy. Instead of really doing my homework and really studying these matchups, I have not even looked at the matchups. You're going to tell them to me, and I'm going to pick. We'll see how it goes.
Your gut rather than
all my picks revolve around who has the prettiest helmet.
Nice. Last week's winner overall was Jeremy Giggy of White River Broadcasting with 37 points. Kevin Helfrich of the Action Sports Network and Grant Schaus, his broadcasting partner, both scored 34. Our names don't come up for a while, guys. Kate Hampton of the Muncie Star Press, 31. Mike Rich, our Pacers guy and our childhood friend, 29. Daniel Bragg of Bragg Sports Media, Will Rutherford of Strictly Bias, and Jay Stevens of the Kokomo Post, and Ryan Robinson all scored 28 points. Eric scored 25. Elijah Poe, 22. Elijah is our IndyCar guy and of the Ball State Daily News. I scored 21. Very bad week for me. Sam Frick of ANEC Sports scored 15 of the standings through 6 weeks. Grant Schaus of the Action Sports Network takes the lead for the first time with 180 points. Ryan is in second with 174. Eric and I are tied for third with 160. Jeremy Giggy, who 2 weeks ago was in last place, is up to fifth with 159. And Kate Hampton and Will Rutherford, Mike Rich, Elijah Poe, Kevin Helfrich, Daniel Bragg, Michelle Garman, Jay Stevens, and Sam Frick. All right, guys, here we go for our Week 7 games, and there are 4 local games. A reminder of how this is done. Every game is worth 10 points. The underdog is always worth more than the favorite. For example, our first game, guys, I have Oregon, the favorite at home, worth 3, Indiana worth 7, both teams 5-0. A top 10 matchup for the Indiana Hoosiers. Let's start with you, Eric. Your thoughts on this one?
Man, I really think this is going to be a good game. I've been dogging IU, and after watching to sit down and watch a whole game when they played Illinois, my opinion of Indiana has really changed. I like what I see, and I need to score, so I'm taking Indiana on the road at Oregon this week. I think Indiana will keep this close for maybe 2.5, 3 quarters, but I think Oregon's going to overpower them physically. They're good on both sides of the ball. No discredit or disservice to Indiana. I watched the Iowa game. I watched the Illinois game. They got a really good team, but going to Eugene and winning on the road, that's a tall task. I think Oregon pulls out a fourth quarter win in this one, maybe by 10.
That's what my gut tells me is going to happen, that Oregon's going to win late. But since Indiana's worth more than double the points, and I really think this might be a real thing with Indiana. They might be, I don't want to say the best team in the country, but it's possible. I think they're so well coached. I think position for position, they have a really good roster. Give me Indiana on the road. I think Oregon's probably going to win in a close one. But because one team is worth 7 and the other is worth 3, give me the Hoosiers. I think this thing's real, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
3 of our 4 local games are at 3:30 on the Peacock app. It's 4-2 NC State at 3-2 Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off an impressive win. NC State 4-2, the Irish 3-2. I have the Wolfpack worth 8, Notre Dame worth 2, Eric.
It's only 2 points, but I don't think this game's going to be close. Too much Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. I got Notre Dame big. I think Notre Dame gets the win here, but I think C.J. Bailey is going to pose a problem for the Notre Dame defense. I believe, already has 1,600 yards passing. C.J. Carr's been lighting it up. He's at 1,200 and change passing. So CJ Bailey's done even better than Carr so far. Of course, they've played one more game. I realize that, but I, I think this is closer. I don't think this is going to be like an Arkansas type turnout. I think this will be more like the Boise State game where we're kind of in control of it, but we're not running off with it at the same time. So I think NC State will cover the 22.5, but Notre Dame will get the win. And we're playing without Greathouse this
Yeah,
Saturday
but Notre Dame played very ugly.
against Boise.
Notre Dame played very ugly last week, though. Yeah, penalties and just not real discipline. I look for that to get cleaned up, and I think they're going to be pretty sharp to handle this game.
I haven't seen Coach Freeman that animated on the sideline before. He was hot over a couple of those calls.
I think NC State's probably more comparable to Boise State than to Arkansas. I think that was it was kind of exactly what I was going to say, Ryan. And I think it'll be fairly close but comfortable. I don't think there's any way NC State wins this game. Give me the Irish, who I still believe are going to end the regular season 10-2.
Let's hope so.
3:30 on ESPN Plus. Your Ball State Cardinals, coming off an upset of the defending MAC champion Ohio Bobcats, are 2-3 going to Western Michigan. 3-3. I have the Cardinals were 7, Western Michigan were 3. Can they do it again, Eric?
I'm never going to pick Ball State. They might be the worst team I've ever seen this year. Big win last week to get a win at home versus Ohio. Good for them, but I'm taking Western Michigan this week.
I also have Western Michigan beating Ball State. I watched some of the Ball State game. Kudos on the win last week, but that's not a very good football team, and I think they're staring at a 7.5 spread. So give me the Broncos at home.
It's a bad football team, but they do have a great player in Nick Voorhees, who had 4.5 sacks last week. I have a feeling that Western Michigan will probably find him and block him. So give me Western Michigan.
I bet they find him now after they listen to this.
Literally, his name came up on every play on defense. He had 4.5 sacks. I don't know, 20 quarterback pressures. That offense at Ball State is brutally bad. And they may not score a point.
Look like Forrest Whitaker in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, that was a great
7:30 on BTN. Your Purdue Boilermakers are 2-3. They go to Minnesota to face the 3-2 Golden Gophers. At Purdue, we're 7, and Minnesota were 3. And I'm going to start with this one. I've seen nothing from Minnesota that tells me they're better than Purdue. Give me Purdue on the road.
This is a toss-up game for me as well. My gut tells me Minnesota at home, but I agree with you. They have shown nothing this year. Very disappointing.
The results are bad.
And Purdue at least plays with some fire and some emotion, and I think I'm going to take Purdue in this one as well.
Well, I'm glad both of you guys took Purdue, so that means I can gain some points on both of you because I'm going with Minnesota at home in this one. I just haven't seen enough from Purdue to think they can go on the road and beat this Minnesota team. So I'm going with the Gophers.
Have you seen Minnesota's results? Have you looked at their schedule and seen their results?
I have, and what that tells me, they're due, baby. They're going to be rowing the boat at about 10 knots Saturday.
National games to watch this week. Noon on Fox. It's 5-0, top-ranked Ohio State at Illinois. The Illini 5-1. Their only loss again. Was it 62-10 to IU? I have Ohio State worth 3. The Illini worth 7 at home. I think this kind of depends on your view of Ohio State.
My view of Ohio State is they're definitely a top 2 team. We could debate who the best team is all day, but they're 1 or 2, and they're deep. No one's scoring on them. Nobody can score on that defense, and that's going to be the difference. I got Ohio State on the road.
I'm taking the Buckeyes too. I just think Illinois is going to struggle to put any points on the board. Washington had a pretty good game plan against Ohio State last weekend, but still the defensive side of the ball with Ohio State, they were still, what was that final, about 26-3 or something, but it was close
late in the third quarter. I
Yeah,
think Illinois might make it interesting for first half, and then I think Ohio State's just going to be too much. Also, don't see Illinois as a football school. Do they have a chance in this game?
Yeah, they do. I think at home.
Your pick's Ohio State, though, isn't it?
Will.
Your pick's Ohio State, right?
Oh yeah.
I assumed it was going to be Ohio State because of your
Ohio State's
Illinois football.
Ohio State's defense is incredible. Their skill players are incredible. I just don't believe in Will Howard, but I'm still taking Ohio State in this one. I don't think they're going to win the national championship, though.
Eric mentioned just moments ago that he thinks Ohio State's definitely one of the top 2 teams in the country. Eric, who do you think are the top 2 teams in the country? I would say Ohio State's definitely one, but who's the second?
Miami.
Yes. That's where I was going.
Miami's got offense and defense.
They do. And Carson Beck at quarterback, I didn't see him look that good when he was at Georgia. I don't know if it's a system or if it's a confidence or what it is, but Carson Beck looks really good. And yeah, I think Miami is a top 2 team. Look what happened last weekend. Penn State losing at UCLA. That could happen any given Saturday.
It happens a lot, and that's the one thing with Ohio State that kind of concerns me. This is just seems to be one of those games. And Illinois is pretty good. They're not like to me, we're never serious like you guys were talking about them being a top 10. But I do think they're a top 25 type team, and they're pretty good. By the way, I think Oregon might be the best team. We'll see. Noon on ABC, it is 4-1 Alabama at 5-0 Missouri. I have the Tad worth 4 points, Missouri worth 6, Eric.
This is, I think, a great matchup. Outside of the Georgia game for Alabama, I thought Alabama looked really good. I think I'm looking for the right word to put on Alabama. I can't really pinpoint. Like, usually they're just dominant, or they've been dominant forever, but I just don't know what this team is. And same with Georgia. I just don't know. But I like Missouri.
The SEC, I don't know.
The SEC is kind of a mess. But I do like Missouri at home. That's a tough place to go on the road and win. And for the points that I need, I'm going to take Missouri.
I'm rolling with the Tide on this one. I think Ty Simpson's settled in with that offense at Alabama. He's been playing great football. It's going to be a test going on the road at Missouri, and I think Missouri might have got him 2 years ago, if I remember right.
Yeah, they did, but going back to Simpson, watching him throw the football, he can sling the football, man. It's like fastball thrown all over the field. It's impressive to watch him throw the football.
Yeah, he's really grown into that offense. I think Alabama goes out there and gets the W. I'm taking Alabama.
Now give me Missouri. I think at home, a noon game, I kind of like Missouri in this one. We do have someone from Alabama in our picks group. Kate Hampton, the Muncie Star Press, is from Alabama. He's an Alabama graduate. He sent me his picks. He said, I'm picking Alabama, but I don't feel good about it. And I get what he's feeling. Give me Missouri in the upset.
Yep.
3:30 on ABC. It's the Red River Showdown, Oklahoma at Texas. I have the unbeaten Oklahoma Sooners worth 6, the 3-2 Texas Longhorns worth 4. I bet we still sweep with Texas.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to. I've never been much of a Texas fan, and we go back, if we re-air our week 1 podcast, our discussion about Arch Manning, he's basically turning out to be what we thought he would be. Way too much hype. I can't fathom Texas having 3 losses already. So I'm going to take them at home. I'm going to pick Texas, but I'm going to be rooting for Oklahoma.
You talk about Arch Manning, and his numbers are not very good. Quarterback rating of 59. Hasn't been real accurate with the ball. I think hasn't played really well in big contests, and this is definitely a big big contest. I think he's probably got 2 quarters to get this game under control, or I think you could see a move at quarterback by Texas. If you watched him throw the ball, I think at UTEP he completed 44%, and for the season he's just barely at 50%. So if it wasn't for his scrambling and being effective on the ground, there could have been a move maybe made already. That's just my opinion. I want to take Texas in this game. They're at home. It's a must win, but I need more information on if Mateer is going to play for Oklahoma. They said he was going to come back. I looked earlier before we went on air. I still haven't found anything that says whether he's playing or not. If he's playing, I'd pick Oklahoma, but since I don't know if he's playing, I'm going to say Texas for right now. But I might text you and change my pick tomorrow or Saturday morning.
I agree. There's no way Texas falls to 3-3. Mateer or no Mateer, I think this is a blowout. I think Texas wins by 3 touchdowns. I think Arch Manning's going to have a good game. I kind of agree that he's not a very good passer, but he does have very good athleticism. He had very good instincts as a runner. Give me Texas by 14.
Well, the thing, just one more comment on that. He's made some unbelievable passes, but then he's really struggled with the routine passes.
Correct.
So that's my red flag with him.
I think he's going to have a big game this week. 3 games in prime time on ABC. It's 4-1 Georgia at 3-2 Auburn. Georgia worth 4, Auburn worth 6. I'm telling you guys, Auburn's going to win one of these. They're not bad.
But they're not going to win this one. I'm taking Georgia all day in this one. The Alabama game was shocking a little bit for Georgia because I picked Georgia, and I thought Gunnar Stockton has played well this year. I like their offense. I think it's too much offense, actually, the difference in this game. So I'll take Georgia.
It's going to be way too much offense from Georgia. I don't think this game will be that close. I got the Bulldogs.
I'm going to change my tactic. I've been picking Auburn, and they've been losing these games, so give me Georgia. And I think Georgia's better. 7:30 on NBC. I think 2 teams that just aren't very good, to be honest with you. They're both 4-1. Michigan at USC. Neither team has shown me anything. I have the Wolverines worth 4. The Trojans worth 6, Eric.
That's fine. I used earlier, just before we started doing this, I thought, man, Michigan and USC are kind of like the same 2 teams. They're not really good. They're not bad.
Right.
But what are they going to do? They're not going anywhere, They're pretty ugly.
I think Illinois is better than both of them.
I think so, too. The Michigan offense, outside of the running game, they can win ugly because they got that running game. And that's what they're going to have to do to win any game. But they're really bad at quarterback.
All the hype, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take USC at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if these 2 teams go to like 30 overtimes and no one can win. I mean, two pretty disappointing programs at the moment right now, but I'm going to take USC.
I think it's going to be like 51-48 in 4 overtimes and USC winning. I'm taking USC not because I don't necessarily think they're the better team. It's hard for me to ever pick Michigan, and offensively, it's been ugly, and I don't even know that I'll watch a single play of this game. I'm that disinterested in both these teams. But give me USC.
It's exactly right. They're both 4-1. It seems like a great matchup, but neither team's any good. And I think USC's really not good. So I'll take Michigan, even on the road. 7:45 on the SEC Network, an interesting game. 3-2 South Carolina at 4-1 LSU. I have South Carolina worth 7 if they can pull off the upset in the Bayou. Eric, can they do it?
I think they can do it. I don't think they will. I think South Carolina might be one of the biggest disappointments of the season so far. Outside of Texas and Penn State, you'd have to put South Carolina right up there too. I'm still big on this LSU football team. And at home, at night,
I don't think South Carolina has a chance. I'll take LSU.
I think this could get ugly early, and I had all the hype with Lenore Sellers to start the season, and I know he got banged up a little bit, but it's been kind of a letdown season at this point by South Carolina, and I know LSU suffered a huge loss, but they're still a top 5 team in my opinion, and I think they'll win big in that game. Give me LSU.
I think this is a game that's going to go all the way down to the last minute, but I think LSU is the better team.
And just for the record, I don't know if Brian Kelly can be hated anymore by that fan base. He's going to have to win the national championship, don't you think, to keep his job? He just keeps doing dumb stuff in these press conferences, just rolling everyone under the bus, aside from himself. It's not a good look.
He's just an ass.
Yeah, he is. He's an arrogant asshole.
There's just too much evidence that says he's an asshole. He better hope he wins a national championship, because I don't think they're going to put up with him too much longer.
He's also not a good enough coach to be at Notre Dame and then LSU. I don't understand it. He's fine. It's not like he's hurting a program, but I don't understand how he's getting those jobs. There are much better coaches out there. And 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus, coming off a loss to number 1 North Dakota State, the Illinois State Redbirds with star Wenkers Wright 3-2 go to Murray State. The Racers are winless. Illinois State, right?
Oh, all day long. Illinois State. Go Redbirds.
Go Redbirds. Too much Wenkers Wright. Illinois State on the road.
The Racers getting raced.
Yes.
That's right. We love the Redbirds here on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Illinois State's our home team for another 5 or 6 games. I'm looking forward to going and seeing them in a couple of weeks live at Indiana State.
I want to make one comment before I sign off here. Earlier in the week, I know I already mentioned it to you, but when they started this college football playoff, I thought there's no way there's going to be 12 teams that can have a shot to win it. This is all about money. There's going to only be 3 or 4 teams who have a legitimate shot at winning this whole thing. And I texted you and I said, there's 12 teams that could win it this year. And after I texted, I thought, we'll name them. And I rattled off 11 instantly that could win this whole thing.
Do it.
Gosh dang. LSU, Miami, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, Notre Dame.
A&M, that's why I wanted to have
Georgia, Alabama.
To see if Indiana was on it.
Last year was exciting just for it being the first time, but this playoff format this year is going to be off the charts good. I cannot wait for it. We got a lot of football.
Ohio State is just way better than everybody else, which could be.
I'm not seeing that yet.
Me neither. But if someone is, it's probably them.
And I tell you, I said it earlier, I put Miami right up at the top. That Miami defense is, I'm telling you, they got 3 or 4 first rounders on there and they dominate. You look at what Notre Dame's offense is doing now against other teams. Miami's for real.
Notre Dame, one of those teams too, though, right?
Yeah, I got Notre Dame in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're definitely one of those teams that could win it all. If they cannot lose another one, though. They cannot.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Agree.
I'm glad he brought that up. He and I talked about it on text. There's 10 or 12 teams that's just wide open. I think the dominant teams right now, you got Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, and then there's 8 to 10 teams on any given Saturday could win a head-to-head matchup with any of those 3.
It really has been a great season so far. Thank you so much to Eric and Ryan for joining me. And thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with a college football fan in your life and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is out here talking Central Indiana sports every single day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.